Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Look, we're in the midst of a recruiting dead period. Coaches cannot contact the players, but there's still a lot to talk about. A lot of decisions are being made right now. Of course, we got Travis Smith, a four-star wide receiver, set to come off the board next Saturday on July the 13th. Made a video on him yesterday. If you missed it, go back and give it a watch. Some people think he is a Georgia lock, but guess what? Those people are wrong. You want the update? Go check out yesterday's video. But if you take a look at the On3 industry rankings right now, Tennessee just outside the top 10, got a recent boost up to 11th. Again, that is the On3 industry rankings. But as you take a look at this class, how do you grade what Josh Heupel has done so far with the class of 25? Still got a long way to go. I'm expecting some news over the course of the next week or two. I think some decision dates are going to be set. But how do you think Josh Heupel's done so far? Of course, you start at the top of the class with five-star quarterback George McIntyre. I think Josh Heupel he's always going to get his guy when it comes to the quarterback position. Getting Douglas Utu in the boat, I think, was huge for this offensive line, and I think a lot of people could possibly owe Glenn Ellerbe an apology after this thing is all said and done. Of course, that is all going to depend on whether or not you land David Sanders, but getting Douglas Utu in the boat, also getting four-star interior offensive lineman Nick Moore, and then you got Anthony Aguimoro. I think you got a good stack of talent there on the offensive line, but again, it's all going to come down to whether or not you land David Sanders. What about that defensive line? You've got one of the top players in the state of Tennessee, four-star defensive lineman Ethan Utley, Marion Dye, whether he ends up at edge or the weak side defensive line position, he's the top 150 guy, four-star prospect. I think you got a couple of guys there. Wide receiver, Rad Jackson. We talked a lot about the tight end position recently with Deshaun Brame going off to Oregon. Tennessee happy with where they're at. He was the only guy they were willing to pair with Jack Van Dorsey. But this class is starting to come together. I want you guys to jump in the comment section and grade Josh Heupel right now, as of right now today on July the 2nd. And we got a long way to go, right? Shady Hayward scheduled to come off the board on July the 27th. When is David Sanders going to announce? Looking like possibly an August commitment there. We've talked a lot about Jaden Perlotti flipping from Georgia. Christian Gass, another guy that not really talked a lot about. Four-star linebacker, Tennessee, very deep in that one. And then Juan Gaston and Josh Petty. I know we talk a lot about David Sanders and what Josh Heupel and Glenn Ellerbe have done in this class of 25 so far is pretty impressive. You get David Sanders, they still have a shot. I know a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people don't buy into it. They still have an outside shot at landing Josh Petty or Juan Gaston. To me, that's the icing on the cake. I think that takes this offensive line class to the elite status. But another guy we've talked a lot about is Onis, Konan, Banny. Is he going to come off the board in August? I don't know, but this news broke yesterday on Twitter. Tennessee has received a crystal ball via 247 Sports to land four-star defensive back Onis Konan Banny. It says here Konan Banny has the size and frame to play multiple spots in the secondary, has offers from LSU, Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, and Florida State. Would be a huge get. That's Solon Surf on Twitter. A lot of you Vol Twitter guys probably know who that is. But the crystal ball prediction comes from Tom Loy, a 247 Sports national recruiting analyst. He put in that crystal ball yesterday. He's at 97% accuracy on this class of 2025. There's another crystal ball in for Tennessee to land Konan Banny. That was put in by Ryan Callahan from GoVols 247 back on May the 29th. But when we look at this class of 2025, I think a lot of you guys have some question marks about the corner position specifically, maybe even across the board at defensive back. You've got Sidney Walton in the boat, a three-star defensive back. All three corners committed in the class. Tyler Redmond, Trey Poteet, and also Dylan Lewis, three-star guys. Is it a concern? I know a lot of you don't like Willie Martinez. You're ready to move on. You don't think he can recruit at an elite level. If Tennessee goes and lands Onis Konan Banny, if Tennessee goes and lands Shady Hayward, how are you feeling about the defensive back position in this class of 25? But the crystal ball is in. We're going to talk about Onis Konan Banny, but I need you guys to do me a favor. That YouTube stuff you already know. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We don't pretend to be any of that stuff. We don't talk at you. We don't tell you our opinion is superior to you like a lot of other these channels do. What we do, it's for the fans, by the fans. We are just like you guys. We speculate. We talk about the news. We talk about the rumors. That's what this channel is. If you like it, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live later tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to play NCAA 14 revamped, but we're going to talk all things Tennessee football, recruiting, expectations, whatever you guys want to get into, come hang out tonight. Also, the EA Sports College Football Dynasty. You want to be a part of it, play with myself, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, Dauber. You can only do that by becoming a member of the Patreon. That link is also in the description below, so go check that out if you want to be a part of it. But let's talk about Onis Konan, Banny. Again, how much would it move the needle for you if you go and get a guy like Onis Konan, Banny? Would you forgive Willie Martinez? And when we talk about the corner position, I've seen a lot of people in the comments say, man, how quickly people forget about landing Boo Carter, about landing Ricky Gibson, about landing Marcus Gorey. It's what have you done for me lately? How do you grade Willie Martinez across the board? Because I think he has added some nice prospects at the corner, at the safety position. Boo Carter maybe play that star position. Ricky Gibson, Jermod McCoy. You got to count the transfer portal, guys. I get it. Recruiting at the high school level does probably need to improve. Josh Heupel's not done good enough, but he's been under the thumb of an NCAA investigation, but his overall roster management, I think, has been pretty dang good. The guys that he has added through the transfer portal, Jermod McCoy being one of those at that corner position. But Onis Konan, Banny, 4-star corner. You can see there, according to the On3 industry ranking, 6 foot, 175 pounds. There's no scouting report out there on him. 247 Sports, his high school background, originally from France, spent time in London before moving to the United States in 2022. Grew up playing soccer. Also competed in track and field events at the prep level. Posted a 12.64 in the 100-meter dash as a freshman, while placing 11th in the NCISAA track and field championship in the long jump. With a 19.675. Transferred into Heathwood Hall Episcopal ahead of junior campaign, where he got snaps at DB and wide receiver. Also earned all-conference honors as a sophomore. Played primarily at corner on defense. And again, that's just his high school background from 247 Sports. So where is Tennessee at? Where are the crystal balls coming from? If you stay dialed into this channel on the regular, coming out of his official visit, it leaked out that he had committed to Tennessee. Now, does that commitment stick? Was that an official commitment? Was that him telling the coaches? Was that, obviously that was meant to be private. It got out on Braylon Staley's Instagram Live. That has since been deleted. There's no proof. There's no evidence of that. And does it stick? Was it because he was on that visit? He was on that high? Because we've seen that previously with Onis Konan, Banny, right? He comes out of 865 Live and says Tennessee is the flat-out leader. Then he goes and he takes a visit to Florida State. And how quickly that changes. Florida State becomes the flat-out leader. But as officials, he visited UNC, Penn State, Tennessee, also took that visit to Florida State. Here's the latest update coming off of the official visit. This is what 247 Sports said. So Tennessee led for Konan, Banny, one of the ball's longtime top cornerback targets before he started his stretch run of officials with a trip to Florida State. He named the Seminoles his leader after that trip. And then his official visit to North Carolina put the Tar Heels on top of his list alongside Florida State. Now, I never heard that. All I heard was that Florida State was the front runner. Never heard that UNC was out front, maybe up towards the top of the list. Goes on to say, but sources close to his recruitment thought Tennessee had a great chance to surge back to the top of his list during his official visit to Knoxville. The Vols took advantage of the opportunity. Konan, Banny again came away impressed after his weekend stay at Tennessee. Sources said the Vols are the team in the best shape. But Florida State and North Carolina remain in contention. LSU still isn't out of the picture. He currently plans to wait until August to reveal his decision. There's still time for things to change. Might not be ideal for the Vols if he follows through on waiting several more weeks to announce his choice. But the momentum, at least for now, has shifted back towards Tennessee. And that's kind of where I'm at with this thing, especially, when the news leaked, when it came out. And everybody was saying, hey, Konan, Banny committed. He was caught on a live stream of doing the photo shoots, all that type of stuff. The question for me was, all right, so he's committed. Does he go ahead and break the news? Does he go ahead and make it public? Does he go ahead and make it official? Or does he sit on it and continue to wait for that August timeline? Because the more time you wait, the more concern there is that visit high wears off. Did Tennessee do enough? Were they the constant in his recruitment? We will see. But I'm keeping an eye on him to see if he makes an announcement about when he's going to make his decision. Same thing for David Sanders. We're waiting on a time frame from him. But right now, July the 13th, 4-star wide receiver Travis Smith, 75th best player in the country, is scheduled to come off the board again. I like where Tennessee's at. If you missed the video yesterday, go back and give it a watch. Don't believe what people tell you about him being a Georgia lock. And then also Shady Hayward, 116th best player in the country, calls himself the best safety in the country, will come off the board on July 27th. A lot to unpack there. Looking at this class overall, you guys jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. We got brand new Talkin VAWLS merch. If you've never shopped around in the store, go check it out. Go rep the brand. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. There's also a link down there where you can become a member of the channel. What does that mean? It means that you're supporting what we do here. If you like the content, the videos, the live streams, the community, whatever it is you like about this channel, we say for the fans, by the fans. It's also fan funded. There is no way that I'm sitting here every day talking Tennessee football without the members of the channel. Just not possible. So think about hitting that join button. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. You want to give more, it's greatly appreciated. So shout out to all the members of the channel. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Hope to see you guys tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, for playing NCAA football and talking all things Tennessee football. Go Big Orange.